thank you for giving us this interview. And I have 7 questions for the M7.
Okay, appropriate.
How much of the M9 can be found in the M7? Is it simply a matter of size and active bass versus passive bass?
Pretty much, yeah. It's a smaller setup, so everything is slightly smaller. You go from 15 to 12,
Trickle down.
from 11 to 9. Also a bit smaller mid-range. So smaller structure, more manageable. And the active bass, yeah. So the M7 is totally passive. All it takes is one amplifier, one set of cables to run it. But everything else, philosophy-wise, is quite similar to the M9.
And can you explain the technical advancements in the M7 and how they make this model a game changer?
Well, it's a cumulative work of everything we've been doing for the past 20 years. So our ability to build a speaker these days have vastly improved, even in comparison to what we were able to do 5 years ago. New tools, new software, new demo room where we could actually hear the speaker with very little effect of the room, really produced some incredible results.
And you use graphene now?
We've been using graphene for many, many years, but now the actual core of all these cones is aluminum honeycomb, which started with the A5, then the M9, and everything since then we've been using that. So this creates a much stiffer cone with much higher resonant frequency, much lighter in weight. We're now using on the mid-range and the mid-bass as well on the M7 surround foam surround, which is a new thing that we started to use. You probably remember from the old day, but the industry moved away from it because it would disintegrate. We found a company. Yes. We found a company that manufactures foam with a very long shelf life, over 30 years, typically used for military, aerospace, etc. They're actually in California, not far from us. And we worked with them for several years to develop a proper formula that would work for surround. So now we have the benefit of using foam because it is better than rubber when it comes to performance. The compliance is much higher, so there's less restriction on the cone to move. So now we have the best of both worlds, a very desirable properties with long enough shelf lives. Maybe it's not as long as rubber, but after 50 years, I don't think anybody would mind. So yeah, so stuff like this all can be found in the M7, but it can also be found in the new S5.
Yes, fine.
So
we listened to it in Munich.
Yes. So yeah. So the technology really kind of spreads across the board. Where we manage the investment is really how far you push things. So the M series have quite a bit more invested motor system, for instance, on the drivers, also the tweeter, even though the cones are the same. More invested, expensive parts in the crossover in the M7. We're now using the Holland caps for the first time. Things of that nature, which when we build an M series, we have more I don't want to say money per se, but it's a cost no object endeavor. So we don't really think about how much things are going to cost. We have to do that on the S and the A series.
And can you measure the effect of those components, and can you hear them?
Well, you can definitely hear them. You can measure most of them. It's not necessarily easy to measure a better cap. This is something you actually have to.
So they can.
No, you can. There are aspects that you can measure for sure. but a lot of the good caps, the measurement would be not necessarily similar, but as good. So it's stuff that you do need to listen. Drivers and other parts, you can actually see it. Enclosure now, when we have the tools like the laser vibrometer, we can actually see what's going on. It's very easy to produce a better enclosure. So
less resonance, less vibration.
Yes, yes. So these things definitely are measurable and audible as well.
Do you listen to all the speakers before they leave the factory? I mean, those.
You mean each pair before we ship?
Each pair, the M7s and M9s, I mean.
Why would I want to listen to each pair before they leave?
It's up to the
if it passes all the rigorous QC setups that we have, if it has to pass my judgment, something is not wrong, something is not right in the process. No, I think it's.
So you trust science.
Of course, it's not a musical instrument. It's not. I'm not building guitars here that I have to kind of tweak it by ear. Everything we do is extremely consistent. All the parts are in very tight tolerances. All the samples matches each other to a very high degree. If I had to use my ears to qualify that, it means I'm doing something wrong.
So you listen to the prototype, and once
prototype
you're
demos,
all the other
it moves on. Yeah,
it moves on.
Yeah.
Yes. Is your signature on a chrome plate a personal endorsement for the M series?
Say it again.
Your signature.
Yeah. On the back.
Chrome plate at the back.
It's for the
M series.
Yeah, it was for the.
You didn't do that with the other speakers.
Right. We did it with the M9 and now with the M7. We'll see what happens moving forward. But yeah, it reserves to the M, definitely the flagship M's.
Does it mean that you have reached your goal with the M series?
We definitely reached our goal as it was defined when we built it. Did we reach the end goal? We don't know. I hope not. But yeah.
I ask that because of your signature. It means you really trust the product.
I do. But in all fairness, I trust all of our products. It's just something that we felt would be appropriate just because of the grand scheme of the project.
Mm-hmm. How do you see this model shaping the future of Magico? Will there be an M5?
Well, we'll see what's going to happen, but definitely every one of these models kind of a help in shaping what comes next. But you know, it's difficult to sum it up. There are other factors that comes into play when you design or think about what the future is going to hold. But it's definitely the latest statement of what we can do, and we will continue to build from it. So you'll see that and then some in whatever is coming next.
Anything else you'd like to say about the M7s that I didn't ask?
No, I think we said enough, and hopefully we'll get to hear it. So
thank you very much.
There won't be need for any more talk. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to see you here in Portugal.
Thank you very much.